the show. This is not Mummy's Mask. This is the second start. This is actually Dungeon World RPG tonight. As a one shot, we've lost Michael. We're fairly certain that he fell into a well, and we have a dog out looking for him. Golden
Lassie has
Retriever.
not come back yet.
Yeah, Lassie hasn't come back either. But if she finds Timmy, she'll bring him back from the well.
'Cause it's Timmy time!
No, it's not Timmy time. Don't
Damn
do that.
it!
Nope. So we're playing Dungeon World. This is just like World Wide Wrestling RPG. This is an Apocalypse Engine game. It was written in part by Adam Koebel, who you might have heard of on this show a couple times. It was written by a couple other people as well. Latora. So, Sage Latora. There you go. I have nothing planned, which is great because this is Dungeon World, so I don't need to have anything planned. I'm just going to riff off the players. For the players who are still looking over their character sheets, you should
I'm
have...
actually printing off a copy real quick.
Excellent. You should
Yes,
have
am I.
what's called the basic moves, which is going to be at the start of that PDF of character sheets. And then you've got the specific 2-page moves for your sheet.
I
And
guess there's-
you don't say, I'm going to... well, let's look at a move that you could activate.
Hack
You
and
don't-
slash.
Yeah, you don't say, I'm going to
Yeah.
hack and slash. You say, I'm going to stab that guy. And I say, well, that sounds like hack and slash. Why don't you roll for that? You don't say, well, actually, you do say I discern realities. Because that one's a little hard to say beyond saying, I look around really hard at things. I seek to uncover the truth of this area. The really good one is spout lore. Because when you fail that one, you start spouting the wrong lore.
Can I just spout gibberish instead and
I
intentionally
hope
do
to
it?
do that constantly as a bard.
Yeah, of course. With bards,
I'll
you
be
can
right
get
back, guys.
special
I'm going to
powers.
grab the stuff that's printing.
All right, excellent. So yeah, this stream is 100% prepared and not chaotic today. Yep, professional level broadcasting brought to you by the AP Gaming Real Crew. I just want to say real quick, this may not be the most prepared or greatest stream I've ever run, but I want to point out, rather than cancel, we decided to still bring you the broadcast. So, my players are heroes because I would have just gone back to watching Graceland Season 2.
Ugh.
Wow.
I just want to say, Brandon Keener, aka Garrus
Glad we're
Vicarian,
heroes.
was in the pilot. So I'm all down with that. Garrus Vicarian is literally the greatest person on Earth.
Or elsewhere.
Well, I guess technically he only spends like 5 minutes on Earth, right? Right at the end of the game. Yeah, so he's the greatest hero of the Citadel.
Do I still need to watch The Quest?
No.
Oh my god, yeah. What, James? What the fuck?
Yeah.
You trolling, bro?
It's funny because I never saw it.
Oh, man, the quest is fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, the quest is really good.
No, not that. The stupid PDF didn't print the right page.
It was all the PDF's fault.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, fault.
Well, somehow I got the cleric spells when I was trying to print the bard's page.
Yeah, it can happen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What? They give me names to choose from?
You don't
I'm
have
not
to
choo-
pick from those names.
I am definitely not doing that.
Okay.
I assume I have to choose my look from these kind of options, though.
Nope.
Oh, good.
You could have been a barbarian and picked Mighty Thews, however. Just like Jade Region and Asvig Long Thews.
Long fuse.
Where
Oh,
that joke
no.
comes from. All the way back to Conan. And Tenacious D. With his mighty thews.
Oh, these are... These are fine. These are fine.
All right. Well, let me just give a quick overview of what's going to happen here. For the players at home, and by players at home, I mean the audience. Well, players at home, hashtag audience. Dungeon World is a game where the players go around and destroy everything around them, and I narrate how that happens and put challenges in their path. Like I said, I literally have nothing prepared, but you don't really need to for the first session at Dungeon World. The players themselves are pretty good at making up challenges and locations and even monsters. Not that they're not in the book, you know, there are stats for these kind of things, but if they want to fight goblins, they can literally say, "Hey, man, this is a campaign where I'd really love to fight goblins," and I'd be like, "Okay, sure." Now we're in the campaign of Steve the Goblin Killer. You must escort him, killing goblins. They're gonna roll dice. I roll nothing. My hands are clean. When they want to do something, they roll 2d6 plus their stat. When they deal damage, they roll whatever the dice is. When they fail, they roll the damage against themselves. My hands are used for other things. Those other things are making magic, by the way. Yeah. So, there's some things that we're going to do while we wait for Jeff to get back. And let's go over the goals of the first session, which is to establish details and describe what's happening. The goal next is use what they give you. As I said, the players are going to have some ideas of what they want their characters to do or be or the world around them. I don't have to make most of that stuff up. They'll tell me. I need to ask questions. I need to leave blank spaces. Things for the players to fill in. Again, this goes back to use what they give you. Look for interesting facts. For instance, maybe James's character really likes blueberries because his mother was killed by a blueberry.
Allergic reactions?
Yeah, maybe. That would be an interesting fact to know about blueberries and about James's character. And then have some quest items set in a blueberry field.
And he will never go get it.
A sentient
Ever.
blueberry monster. It's a plant made of blueberries. Yeah. So, let's start character creation with the easiest of questions. What are you guys playing? What playbooks have you picked from?
I am playing the Ranger.
Excellent.
I will be playing the Bard.
Oh, you guys are I'm just a wizard.
No. There is no other wizard in the world.
You are the wizard.
You're the wizard. There may be sorcerers. There may be conjurers of cheap tricks, adepts, arcanists, summoners. You
guys
are
are crazy.
the only wizard. The powers that are on your sheet are powers accessible only to you.
Perfect.
I know.
Then I'm the a wizard.
You're the wizard. Right. Let's talk about names and appearances. Who would like to go first? Your name is Max Havoc, James?
My character's name is Max Havoc. He is a very over-the-top personality.
I see.
Picture kind of like Rick from Rick and Morty, only as a wizard. I was looking at the appearance, like the look choices, so I chose like all of the best stuff, which is crazy eyes, wild hair, strange robes, and creepy body. So he's kind of like this. If he's as much of a spider as a person can be, he's got like a bent over back with a huge hump, but he's really skinny. So he's got like spindly fingers with like knobby joints all over them, and he's got like crazy hair sticking out everywhere, not just from his head. But he tries to think of himself as like he wants to be famous because he's got all these powers that nobody else does. So he renamed himself Max Havoc. Nobody knows what his real name is, and yeah, he's trying to make a name for himself, and that name is Max Havoc.
Excellent. Wow, that was a really good description. Excellent. Do you know what your stats are, Max?
Yeah. I initially I thought that I would go with a high charisma, but I decided against it because I like to think of him as wanting to be really charismatic, but kind of failing at it. So I went high intelligence and constitution, and mid-range dex, low strength and wisdom. So 16 intelligence, 15 constitution, 13 dex. I still went 12 charisma because he's kind of like getting to the point where he's trying to like insinuate himself into the minds of people around him.
Okay.
And then wisdom is 9 and strength is 8. So he's very physically weak, probably because of his physical. I wouldn't say deformity, but like shortcoming. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So your max HP then is going to be 19, right? You put a 15 in con?
Yeah.
All right, then you have
So-
19 hit points.
Okay.
What alignment are you?
That is a good question. Let me look at
It
the
is.
alignments.
So here's why alignment is important. If at the end of the session you have played up your alignment, you get XP.
I'm gonna go neutral then. Discover something about a magical mystery.
All right. Excellent. What race are you?
Human. Although a lot of people may not think that I am by looking at me sometimes. Just again because I'm so weird.
Where did you find the array for stats?
On top of the stats area, it says assign these scores.
Yeah, in the black bar above your stats, there's an assignment.
Okay.
Interesting.
So my idea then, I guess, because I'm trying to discover something is, I do have some powers, but of course, to become more of a figure in the world, I need more. So
Interesting.
yeah, not necessarily to help people, but more to help myself.
So which race?
Oh, human, definitely human.
Okay, you get a cleric spell.
Mm.
Excellent. We'll go over bonds in a minute. What can you tell me about your wizard? Just general information. You don't have to go too deep yet.
Well, he's very curious about how the world works, especially in relation to his magic. Experimenting as much as possible to try and figure out what's going on, what makes things stick together or come apart, and experimenting with both.
Okay. You start with the spell book. So you get 3 spells plus cantrips, right? Let's see here. You start with 3 first level spells as well as the cantrips. So that'll be on the next few pages. You also have prepare spells, cast a spell, spell defense, and ritual. Let's move to gear though before you start picking those spells out. You have a couple choices. We're not going to be too concerned with load because it's unlikely you're going to get overloaded on this unless you find a huge treasure haul. We'll come back to it. You get to either pick a bag of books or leather armor.
Totally the books.
Okay. So how these books work is you can pull out a book from your bag of 5 uses, and I will, it can be on any subject, and I will answer the question on it. You basically spout lore, I believe. You look up the Dungeon World equipment to get the exact description on books. Oops. Okay. Your bag of books contains just the right book for the subject you're spouting lore on. Consult the book, mark a use, and take +1 on your roll. So that will help bolster your low wisdom score.
All right.
Okay. Obviously you have the cantrips: Light, Unseen Servant, and Prestidigitation. Which 3 first level wizard spells and which first level cleric spell are you taking?
First level. Charm Person looks good.
Okay.
Invisibility and Magic Missile. Yeah, let's just go straight down the
Very
line.
well. You have chosen wisely. And your cleric spell?
Cleric spell. Let me go to the
Excellent.
first level cleric spell.
Yep. Your humanity has given you access to this.
Of course. Oh, it's totally gonna be Cause Fear.
Excellent. Fantastic choice. You have a good offensive capability then, I see. Fascinating. We will come back to you in just a second, Max Powers.
Max
Sorry,
Havoc.
Max Havoc, sorry. Where's Max Powers from? I'm going to say...
The Simpsons.
Simpsons. I was actually going to say South Park, but... Max Powers! Who has a character that they would like to... Let's talk about. Jim? Jeff?
I am playing Emery.
Alright. What playbook is Emery?
He is the Ranger.
Excellent. Let's learn more about this ranger.
Uh,
What is his appearance?
his appearance is his wild body is well camouflaged. The only thing that you can see through his hooded head are the animal eyes peeking through. Wherever he goes, nearby is a huge and burly bear.
What is the bear's name?
Bear.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
It is brilliant. Don't be a hater.
You,
I'm
you
not
do
being
re-
a hater.
Okay.
You do realize this is the frightening and slow bear at that. So, yeah, he is just Bear because that's what everyone calls him, and it's
Bear.
usually oh shit, Bear.
Bear.
I was waiting for somebody to pick that up for me. I am a human. I am chaotic in nature. And I'm trying to figure out what my bonus to hit points is. Oh, 8 plus my constitution,
Yep.
so 20.
What's your score spread? I guess. Let's talk about
13 strength, 16 dexterity, 15 constitution, 12 intelligence, 9 wisdom, and 8 charisma.
that. So far, this has been a pretty beefy party. Both of you are pretty ripped as far as Constitution goes. Okay, you're a chaotic human, you said?
Correct.
Excellent, excellent. You have a animal companion. It is a bear. What have you chosen as their base scores?
The base scores is ferocity plus 3, cunning plus 1, 1 armor, and instinct plus 2.
Excellent.
His strengths are burly, huge, and keen senses.
Excellent.
He is trained in fight monsters. And his weaknesses are, again, he is slow and frightening.
Is a weakness for a bear to be frightening?
Not really, but
You
I
think
had
so, right?
It's like he goes into a job interview. and
Well,
they
the thing
say,
is, people might turn the bear away from letting you guys into town because you have a really frightening bear.
sorry,
You know,
can't let you
people
in.
might have well-trained wolves, but you bring that bear into town, they're like, it's gonna eat children. It's frightening.
Goddamn bear.
He just might fucking eat your children.
Bear.
Exactly.
Let's talk about your gear.
I have chosen my hunter's bow and spear, as well as the adventuring gear and a bundle of arrows.
Interesting. So you're going without rations then. You only have one set of dungeon rations.
I do, but the bonus for being human is when I make camp in a dungeon or city, I don't need to consume a ration.
Fantastic. As long as you're in a dungeon or city.
Exactly. Anywhere else, well, we'll figure it out when the time comes.
All right. What can you tell us about? I believe it's Emery.
It is Emery.
Just tell us some minor background information about Emery.
Aside from the fact that he got left in the woods, and my brother here, who Bear is his brother, he was raised by a bear. But for some odd reason, he never got nearly as big or as strong as his family.
Interesting.
So he began to adapt, and between the bow and the spear, he has survived and thrived in the woods.
How much contact do you have with the human world?
Very little.
See?
Hence the low charisma and low wisdom.
Oh, we'll be back. We'll be coming back to that in a minute. There. Let's hear from Jim. Who are you playing and what playbook?
I am playing Dalewind the Elven Bard.
You filled out so many things that I need to ask. Tell us what you look like there, Dalewind.
Dalewind
Dalewin.
is of a bit roughshodden. He's got fiery eyes and wild hair. At best, he wears traveling clothes. Around his lithe body, he is clearly not a city dweller.
Would you say, in fact, that he could be considered a Dalish elf?
You know, since you were playing Mo Dragon Age, Mo Problems the other day,
Runs no problems. Oh, it is.
yes, you could consider him a Dalish elf.
Okay. All right. What is his stat array?
Strength of 12, Dexterity 13, Constitution 8, Intelligence 15, Wisdom 9, Charisma 16.
Fascinating. All right. What was that alignment and race again?
Alignment is chaotic, and that means he spurs others to significant and unplanned decisive action, and he is an elf.
Fascinating. What does being elf do for you here?
When you enter an important location, you can ask the GM for one fact from the history of that location.
That seems pretty powerful. I've seen it be used for some pretty interesting stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Curious.
Is this an area we have entered where he can ask questions about it?
We'll find out when we get started. Let's see here. Got some more bard questions for you. Just making some quick notes.
Mm-hmm.
More bard questions. Excellent. You got your basic moves. And let's talk about gear. What instrument do you have?
By the way, the basic moves have a bunch of choices in them, specifically the bardic lore. My area of expertise is grand histories of the known world.
Okay, grand histories of the known world. Fascinating.
Gear.
Gear. What instrument do you have?
I have the pipes with which I courted my first love.
Interesting. Interesting. What was her name? Or his name. Whoa, I don't. Or its name. You know? It could have been a monster.
Let's,
Whoa, could have been a. Yo. It's your love. You tell me what.
let's not start talking about the Pesh. Ileana.
Who was Ileana? Who is Ileana?
She
is she dead? Is she alive?
Is dead.
Okay, Ileana.
She was an elf I grew up with. That was many, many decades ago when she
I
died
see.
suddenly, very young. It was tragic.
Very tragic.
He left his village. He couldn't